What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, I am very, very happy to show you something that I've been waiting for a very long time. The English translation of Insect Swarm. I've been following this game for a long, long time. Initially, I think it released in like Mandarin or like Cantonese. I'm not really sure. But they've been saying for quite a long while that the English translation is coming, and I'm super stoked. It arrived last night. I was sitting there at my computer. I was doing my due diligence, kind of going through all my lists and going through all my updates and everything else that I've got on my Steam dashboard, my email, everywhere else, and this game popped up with that beautiful, beautiful message now localized into English. So what is Insect Swarm? Insect Swarm is a game where you're on a foreign planet and you have a VTOL vehicle. You're going out to mine crystals, but there's kind of a catch here. The entire desert where those crystals are, it's full of Tyranids, and they want you dead. And so anyways, if you're a big fan of anything like Starship Troopers or anything like Warhammer 40K, this is a game about turning massive hordes of insects into mulch while trying to collect enough currency to upgrade your vehicle one more time. We're going to dive on in for about 25-30 minutes. The game is a little bit content light right now, but I still think that it's a really, really, really rad game. So I think I paid $10 for the early access this morning when I picked it up, and I played it for about 2 hours. You can find that link down below in the description if you wanted to get in on the early access. But as I said, a little bit content light right now, but I think that the foundation they have is very, very good. This is a slick, polished game that feels very good to play. And if they keep iterating and building on that foundation, this thing is going to be an absolute banger when it gets done. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. You'll also find a link to my Discord and my Twitch stream down below, just in case you wanted to swing on through live and see me play some video games and interact directly. But that's about all I got. Let's kill some bugs. We're going to do it for Buenos Aires. All right, so here's our little VTOL vehicle. The game controls very, very simply. W, A, S, and D will move you around. Shift puts you into turbo boost mode. Space makes you kind of bunny hop your VTOL a little bit. Left mouse button, machine guns. Got 'em. Right mouse button, rad missiles. There you go. And that's pretty much it. Now we just got to go out and mine crystals. Why are we mining crystals? Well, we're mining crystals because we get a ton of upgrades. So you can upgrade everything from your HP to your weapon fire speed, to the amount of missiles you can fire, to the types of missiles you have available, to the amount of crystals you can carry in your cargo hold. Like, there's loads and loads of things to upgrade here. There's also alternate weapons you can equip for both your left and your right click if you get further on into the game. And you kill the Insect Lord, you can unlock a mecha. We've also got other objectives over here. I don't know if these are fully in the game yet. In the hour that I played, I didn't quite get to this progress track just yet. I was really focused on, like, upgrading all my stuff. But anyways, that's pretty much the entire game. Go out into the desert, find crystals, kill bugs. That's it. Hey, there's some bugs. Let's go ahead and murder them. There's another little bug boy right there. Now, in the top left-hand corner, you will see that there's kind of like a risk level. The risk level and the rewards that you get for being out on the desert planet, they go up the further you are away from base. And so anyways, right now we're in a very, very safe zone, but once you get really far out, it can get pretty nasty. So let's go ahead and see if there's a crystal pile right there. Let's go ahead and harvest off some crystals. Bottom of the screen, we've got our armor. When that goes down to 0, you die. This game is not a roguelite. When you die, it just teleports you back to base. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to tie death back into the game and like incentivize it. Not super sure on that one yet. Oh, we got a swarm. All right. Well, it's going to take a second to churn through all these guys. But trick move. There we go. Fire another missile. Very nice. As you can see, the game is absolutely chock-a-block. The bullet impacts feel really, really good. And in fact, the guns feel very, very good as well. Like, all of the guns feel satisfying to play with, which goes back to my fundamental rule with, like, game design. The game, whatever the player is going to spend the majority of their time doing in a game, make that thing at a bare minimum feel amazing. All the other stuff will fall into place, but if your game is about jumping, make the jumping feel good. If your game is about mining, make the mining feel good. If your game is about killing massive hordes of space bugs, make that feel good. And everything else will kind of fall into place and can be forgiven. And this game does that very, very well. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I'm recommending it. It is largely because the game is just so satisfying to play. Like, it feels really, really good. This is a back-to-basics game that understands what it means to be a video game, i.e., is it fun? Which is really the ultimate question. that every game has got to rectify. Now, we have 10 crystals. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my crystal capacity. That way I can carry more crystals back with me. I'm going to upgrade my damage on my weapon, and then I'm going to upgrade my ammo capacity, I think, and my secondary missile damage right there. So now we have 2 missiles that we can fire, and we can fire them in rapid succession. Let's get back out here, see if we can find a few more crystals. With our gun damage augmented a little bit, I think it's going to be a tiny bit easier to get what we want. The question mark up there is going to be some kind of event. There's not very many events. It's the obelisk. This is probably going to lag the game out, but sure. This is an obelisk. It summons all the bugs in the area to your location. You've got to fight them all off for a certain amount of time. If you can fight them off for a certain amount of time, you will get a fat reward. It will basically fill up your entire cargo hold with crystals. But as you can see, this event is very hectic. It's got a lot of things going on, and during that process, the frame rate is going to take a dive, unfortunately. Optimization, I think, is one of those things that the game is going to have to deal with at some point, just given the amount of bugs and the volume thereof that they're putting on screen. It does get very, very choppy, although I am happy to say that really it's only during this event with all the volumetric fog and the bugs and everything on screen that it does lag out. But that having been said, still, you want to get this stuff nice and silky smooth going into a final release. But the other events seem to function okay. That's the only one that for me seems to lag out. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to continue making my cargo hold, like, very, very large, because I want to be able to stay abroad, like, out and kind of in the environment for as long as possible. We haven't really gone south. Let's see if we can find anything good down here. And we do have a crystal pile on this side. Let's go ahead and mine it. We got a few bugs coming in for a nibble. Apparently, they've decided that my calves look very, very delicious. It's fair enough. They are a snack. Let's go ahead and grab some of these crystals right there. There we go. I've been calling them orange. I've been calling them kind of like orange juice crystals because that's what they look like to me. It's either that or Cheeto dust crystals. I don't know. It's whatever we're trying to send back to Earth, all right? Both Cheetos and the dust thereof and also orange juice are awesome. I like both of those products. I think that both of those products have merit. And so anyways, I think that a full-on mining operation for more insect-guarded Cheeto dust is probably a good idea. Get a few more of these guys. There we go. There's not very much in these little crystal piles. We may want to get further out. We got a horde. Let's go ahead and vent some missiles that direction. It looks like that took care of the vast majority of the bugs that we were going to have to deal with. And I'm going to get back to my Cheeto dust mining. There we go. All right, now that the Cheeto dust has been mined and we're feeling good, a little bit more off over to the left down here along with an event. We just cleared out a horde, so I don't think we should have too many bugs coming at us anytime soon. There we go. Perfect. Grab these guys right here as well. We're up to 13 crystals. Looks good. Looks good. All right, fantastic. We got a little bit more goodies down here. Perfect. That's a bug nest right there. We should probably just go ahead and wipe that out now before letting it get any crazier. Is this an obelisk down here, or is it an abandoned ship? It's an abandoned ship. Abandoned ships spawn hordes. They've got eggs stuck to the back of them. I forget what those are called. Like, you ever seen the egg clusters that like a praying mantis lays? They're called like ooliths or they've got like an ooh name. I don't remember what it is, but they've got like a name that starts with like ooh or something like that. Unfortunately, my entomology game is weak. Either way, we killed it. We got a bunch of free crystals for killing it. Sounds good. As far as I can tell from my hour playing the game, there's only like 2 or 3 events on the planet's surface. That's a definite area where, ooh, an elite. Nice. Let's go ahead and wipe this guy out. But anyways, as I was saying, there only seems to be a couple of different events that can happen while you're out and about on the planet. I do think that adding weather systems, storms, rain, lightning that you have to dodge, that kind of stuff would be a really good idea. On top of that, adding more things for the player to interact with on the planet's surface in like a meaningful way that kind of gives you a little bit of lore and what's going on in the background of the company, or in the background of why we're mining this place, or like why the bugs are here, would be really, really nice, although not necessary. The game is already fun just as a sterile experience of like fly around, kill bugs. But still, never hurts to add an extra little layer of like why the player is doing what they're doing via like events and little voice logs and things of that nature. The soundtrack of the game is very, very tastefully appointed. Definitely kind of inspired by things like Rebel Galaxy or maybe StarCraft 2, where they've got kind of like that hard rock, heavy metal infused redneck music in the background while you're flying around killing bugs. I think it was a very, very strong choice. I think it goes along with the theme and the ambience of the game. So, well done. Honestly, I don't really truly have a whole lot of things to complain about with the game, except for the fact that there's just not a whole lot of stuff here on the planet to fiddle with. But there are a lot of upgrades. There are a lot of things to do. The game is not fully translated yet. I don't know exactly what that says right there. Hopefully one of you guys can translate it for me down below and maybe the comments so that I can know what it says. I was going to post it. It says press R. Oh, it wants me to teleport. Oh, we've got a teleporter on our ship. It's probably telling me that my crystals are full now that I think about it. Every time I've gotten this pop-up, I've had a swarm, and so I thought that it was a swarm coming. But, yeah, it is localized. Like, all the tooltips and everything are in English, but the warning for when you're full up on crystals and you need to teleport back to base is still untranslated. Let's go ahead, and we will go with one more of these so that we can hold 55 crystals. That sounds good. We'll go for main weapon damage. Just bring that up a little bit. We're now doing, 30% more damage. Let's go for main weapon fire speed. These upgrades are universal, so no matter what weapon we buy from this track over here, the upgrades that we've already purchased will apply to the new weapons, so we don't need to individually upgrade every single gun in the game. They inherit the upgrades that you've already purchased. So these are basically universal passives no matter what your equipment set is. That could be a good thing or that could be a bad thing. For people that like grinding and they like working on things and like projects, that's probably a bad thing. For people like me that don't want to do the grind, that's probably a good thing. So I'll leave that open to taste test right there, because I think reception to that mechanic and, not having to upgrade everything individually will be a thing that some people like and some people don't like, depending on their preferences. I think that's purely subjective. Let's go ahead and... I think more missiles actually sounds rad as hell. So let's get more missiles. Oh, I can make it reload faster, too. All right, maybe I'll do that in a minute. We have 5 missiles. Oh, my God. So happy right now. Let's see if we can take this thing out into high difficulty country. How about that? Lost a little bit of armor on my way out here, but we're starting to get to like a 1.5 yield on kills and on crystals, and so I'll take that. One thing I think they should do is the first... Oh, that's an elite right there. He tried to shoot me with a booger ball. Yeah, just like nuke him down with missiles, man. Ooh, 62% armor. Hurtful. All right, let me blow up this pod right here. And we've got 2 hordes simultaneously. That's what I like to see. Commence the churning. That missile seems to have taken out a pretty good chunk of the adversary. Fire another one right there. That should finish off the vast majority of them. The music does change contextually depending on how many bugs are on screen. Can I go in there? Oh, it looked like there was like a area I could go inside of. Like, it looked like I could go in the loading bay. That would actually be kind of interesting if you could go in there and it would give you some kind of like passive upgrade or something. Or you could unlock like new paint jobs or something by going in there. That'd be super sick. Actually, I think paint jobs would be a really, really easy win for this game in terms of like unlockable content. Even if you linked them up with certain achievements and whatnot. So there's some that you get just naturally by playing the game. And then there's other ones you get by doing achievements of varying difficulties depending on how cool the paint jobs look, ultimately culminating to like a 2-tone gold, like metallic paint job for like the real champions of space. Yeah, that's something I could get behind right there. We actually don't have that many crystals right now. I thought we had more than this. Unfortunate. Let's get rid of that bug nest right there. Ooh, we got another elite. There he is. Love the blood effects in this game. I think they just look great. Like the way that things spatter and spray, and like it really denotes a high velocity impact. Like it looks really, really good. I'm getting a little bit low on armor. Regardless of how many crystals we have, I may need to go back to base. Let's risk it for the biscuit. We'll go for one more crystal pile. I think I've got enough armor to kind of weather the storm. Well, that only got me up to 28. What other stuff do we have going on? We got another spaceship over here. There we go. That got us to where I want to be. 48 crystal. I almost escaped. It looks like you lose crystals when you die, so that seems to be the main penalty. I will probably crystal concentration and risk level. I could probably do that to make it so that I don't have to travel quite as far in order to get the good stuff. Let's work on armor for a second, though. Yeah, we'll dedicate that load fully to armor, and then we'll upgrade the risk level a little bit. There we go. All right. Kill all insect lords. Okay, so like where the insect lords at? Like give me a little marker. I'll go get them right now. I'll go light those fools up. We'll slide through. We'll get them with the brap brap and just, you know, take care of business out here because I'm trying to get my Cheeto dust on. All right, Cheeto dust acquired. Yup, a little bit more right there. The real question is this like the normal default Cheeto dust? Or is this the flamin' hot? Like, are we on the flamin' hot planet, or are we on, like, the normal basic Cheeto planet? All right, another insect down. Looks like we only got, like, 4 crystals out of that guy. Shame. Come on, give me the goodies over here. There we go. A few more goodies to be had. Let's punch out to the right. Well, there's something over here. There's something up there, too. Is it a swarm? It's a swarm. All right, missile them out. We have enough missiles to where we can kind of just forehead our way through most of the major waves. There we go. We're a little bit ahead of the missile curve. Ooh, this is a good crystal field right here. This is a good one right here, dude. Union's about to give me a raise. I'm about to be moved up to foreman. Yeah. It's the little details, too. Like when you jump, there's a little puff circle around your craft. Or like when you fire your guns, they're actually on gimbals, and you can see that. The guns kind of rattle back and forth while you're firing them. Like, there's so many little details in this game that convince me that this developer knows exactly what they're doing when it comes to designing a satisfying game. And that's kind of where you're at with Insect Lords. A really, 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 really good foundation to build on. There may not be, like, a ton here just yet, but there's enough to where I'd figure you could dump some hours into it, just unlocking the mecha and killing off the Insect Lords. And man, if they can get, like, more biomes and more enemy diversity and more points of interest and little lore dumps that are connected to those points of interest and, like, challenged prestige modes and things of that nature, whew, that'd be pretty good. Like, different aircraft you can fly with different abilities. I need to know if the game has a death ray is what I need to know. Like, you know the ability Disintegrate or whatever in Diablo 3 and, like, Last Epoch and Path of Exile where it's just a giant woom laser, dude? That's what I need. I need a giant woom laser. I need to swish, cut these aliens in half with just a giant beam that goes off the screen and just goes woom. A few more crystals right there. Looks like we've got a point of interest on this side. It's another obelisk. That would give us a lot of crystals. Yeah, we can do the obelisk. Sure, dude. Let's lag out the game. I believe in the lag. I was born in the lag. I didn't have DSL till I was a man. All right, we'll drop all of our missile payload right there, and then we'll just kind of bunny hop around. If you chain bunny hop, it's really unlikely that you're going to take damage during these sections. That's one thing that I've noticed. Man, the little bugs keep blocking my missiles from hitting, like, the main contingency. There we go. That was a good shot. That one cleared them out a little bit. Yeah, I'm feeling a little stressed. Just keep jumping. Yup, the power of the bunny hop be with you. And that actually maxed out our crystals. Let's get back to base. Ooh, another swarm. All right, back in base. What upgrades can we get? Well, right now we can buy a shotgun. It looks like there's also a machine cannon. That's pretty sick. We'll try out the shotgun since we're doing an impressions video and you guys probably want to see some gameplay diversity. That would be one of those things that I think someone that cares about their job would do. So there's our shotgun. Ooh, I like the little sand puffs that go up when the shotgun fires and hits the ground. That's pretty cool. It looks good. Nice. Mine's crystals quite a bit faster, too. I'm kind of more of a machine gun guy, like a minigun guy myself. And so, like, I don't think that I would run the shotgun personally. But, hey, Mr. Elite, you want to come down to the surface for a second? Like, eat some missiles? There you go. Chew on them things. Yup. Ingest them. Got, like, 5 crystals right there. A few more right there for the old pile. All right. Let's go see what this question mark is, because in my experience, the question marks seem to be paying out crystals a little bit more effectively than the other stuff. The lag! Fire a bunch of missiles, get back to the hippity-hoppities. Kind of stay around in circles. Yeah, that works. Ooh, we got it. That was a good missile barrage right there. We got a bunch of them. I don't know if killing the aliens makes the obelisk fill up faster. I'm not so sure about that, or if it's just like a set amount of time that it takes. I've been trying to watch the obelisk whenever I fire a missile to see if it fills up a little bit when they start killing the bad guys, but it's hard to say. There we go. Solid little grip of 30 crystals right there. Just something to bring home to the man. Just show him that we've been working hard, wiping the sweat from our brow. All right, a few more crystals right there. I'd like to come back with a full load, in all honesty. Like, I don't want to come back with like a half a cargo bay. I feel like that sends like a messed up message about my willingness to be a team player. There we go. We'll knock that out. You know, you can't be the guy. It's like going on a fishing trip. You know what I mean? It's like you and your buddies, and like, you can't be the one guy that caught one fish when everybody else caught like 7, you know what I mean? That's not a good look. That means that you're the skunk, man. Ain't nobody want to be the skunk on the fishing trip. Nothing's worse than catching nothing when everybody else caught like 5. That means you got a bad case of the skunk on you. Oh, there's more of them. Hold on. Honestly, I think the sort of like liquid movement of the bugs and the way that they flow around things is done very tastefully as well. It's very satisfying to look at. Oh, we got a... Is he chucking potatoes at me, dude? Is that like an insectoid weaponized spud gun right there? Man, some of these deep space evolutions are getting odd. But hey, when all you have is potatoes, every situation looks like a distillery. I don't know. I was trying to figure out, like, you know, like when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. When all you have is a potato, everything looks like breakfast? I don't know, dude. That's a hard metaphor to conjure together. We do have a little bug hive right there. Wipe that out. We're at 53. We'll go ahead and teleport back. We'll spend our money. I do wish there was a number somewhere that told me how many bugs I've killed. I'm like weirdly obsessed with stuff like that. So for 100 crystals, we can find the first insect lord. Okay. Sounds good. We need 100 crystals to get the machine cannon. So we may want to upgrade the amount we can put in the cargo bay for a little while. I would say that fire speed, like a 10% fire speed increase, feels pretty okay to me. For the shotgun, like I could see the shotgun being actually really, really fun to use if we can get its firing speed up to just like See, I'm not like anti-shotgun, but I'm anti-like pump shotgun and like double barrel shotgun. For me, the perfect shotgun is like an AA-12, a gun that's got some, you know, but to it. I like the fully automatic weapons, man. I can't help it. There's something deep down inside of me that yearns for the gas-powered fully auto mag dump. There's another enemy down. Finish off the rest of his little horde right there. Grab some crystal while we're just kind of about in the neighborhood. A little bit of that. There we go. I just got to work on getting my cargo bay up, I think. So I think that's what I'm going to work on for a minute. After some light farming, I think we finally got our main cannon. So let's check the main cannon out. Ooh, it's like a grenade launcher. Okay, yeah, I can dig that. That sounds pretty sick. We need 100 more crystals before we can find the first insect lord. Along the way, I've also upgraded the difficulty of the map up to above 2, I guess. And we can carry 102 crystals now. Let's see how this does against a horde since it AoEs. It seems to be doing okay. I mean, it lacks the sort of explosive potential that a Patriot missile has. But, you know, understandable. There we go. Drop them. Yeah, I feel like all these weapons are going to be way more rad once I upgrade my firing rate a lot more. For right now, it feels like the starting chain gun is like my favorite gun. But I could see myself liking a lot of these weapons once I've got a couple dozen of the upgrades thrown on in there. So since the game is in early access, and since I think they have a really, really good foundation for content and gameplay, I'm going to take a minute and I'm just going to talk about things that I think could be added in order to make the game a lot better. Maybe it'll get the juices flowing. I'm sure the developer 100% has his own way that he wants this to go. But, you know, for feedback's sake, I'm going to go ahead and throw it on out there because what? I think they may be sitting on one of the most promising foundations for sort of an action game on Steam right now could possibly have. Like, I think they're in a very, very, very good position to build on top of. In fact, I'm very much infatuated with the game. So Insect Swarm is in a really tight spot right now. I'm very, very happy with it. The only thing that it really suffers from is kind of like a lack of variety. Like, the shooting feels good. The movement has kind of like this very satisfying slide to it that makes drifting while venting out missiles and machine gun fire feel very, very good. The blood effects look fantastic. Gun impacts feel great. It's very, very easy to tell when you've taken damage, when you've dealt damage, so on and so forth. All of the meters and health bars in the game are very, very satisfying to look at, and I think very well appointed. I think everything about the game's feel and its premise is good. There's not like a huge variety on like visuals and enemy types, but what is already there looks and feels amazing. What else can I say? Really, the only thing that the game needs is more stuff, like build out the world a little bit. Like, I don't need to learn about the pilot's relationship with his mom in the 7th grade or anything, but like some context as to why we're here mining in space, I think would make really, really good thematic frosting on top of the points of interest that you find while crystal farming. Like more biomes that you can kind of drift into on accident, maybe even rare spawn ones, like points of interest, voice logs, notes, like teleporters maybe that'll take you to challenge maps where if you win, you'll unlock paint jobs or like change the weapon color, like the color of your bullets or like the flames coming out of your cannons. Mod slots on existing weapons that you could unlock from something like that or find organically out in the field to make them do like the same thing but in a more fun or more spectacle-laden way. Like your minigun could have like mod slots and you could find a mod that makes the bullet bounce once after it hits one alien, you know what I mean? So now you got like bouncing bullets that are ricocheting all over the place and getting multi-hits. Like, stuff like that. Like, lean into what the game is good at, which is just being unabashedly destructive fun. You know what I mean? Why not build on the thing that you're already doing really, really, really well? A few more enemy types with different things that you could, like, dodge or get out of the way of would make the game pop. I would suggest that the developer take a look at things like Diablo 3 or, like, Path of Exile and, like, the mods that they have on their mobs that kind of, like, deny or guide the player around and force you to play better while dodging things and things of that nature just to spice it up a little bit. But for right now, this is a really fun little grinder with some great production values for $10. Some people will probably get bored with the lack of variety, but I think given the quality level that's been put into the content that already exists, I think that problem will probably be remedied in the future. But for now, it's time for me to go. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we had Insect Swarm, which I am utterly in love with and very excited about future, I guess, additions. Tomorrow, I'll probably have something else for you. I tried to time that gap right there, but I don't know if it turned out too long. I feel like the gap was too long, and now it's just weird. Anyways, I'll be back tomorrow with something hot and fresh off the indie skillet, but for right now, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and sharing your time with me. Insect Swarm, everybody. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for being here.